I am the Lonely Necron, and welcome to my basement. So, this will be a continuation in my series of Are My Necrons Overpowered? The first 8 games tell me that they're kind of overpowered. So we're going to put the Admech Knight Castellan against a group of Necrons to see if he can take them on and stuff. They'll be playing in this city thing, a mansion on the hill. As I said, we got Bleak's Knight Castellan. It's got the Plasma Decimator and twin meltas and twin Siegebreaker cannon, I think. And that atrocious looking laser destructor looking thing right there. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. So we have most of my destroyers going up against it. We have three-person squads of the Scorpion destroyers, 2 of the Gauss Destructor Locust Heavy destroyers, and then 2 Hexmark destroyers. So hopefully these destroyers can take out this Castellan. I'm going to set up deployment and we'll start the game. Okay. So the Necrons have decided, well, Necrons won the roll-off, so they chose this side. Got both of the heavy destroyers up on buildings. One of the Hexmarks is here with the Scorpix. On the other side of this building, we have the other squad of Scorpex. The Admech, in the only place that really can't start, and the only opening on that side. And the other Hexmark from this side is hanging out in Deep Strike. So we'll start with Necron movement. So pretty much everybody advanced except for this heavy destroyer hanging back, just providing fire support if need be on that guy. These Scorpex that were over here advanced up to here to kind of hide behind the hill. The Hexbark and the heavy destroyer both made it over here onto the second level. And these Scorpex just kind of moved up and are starting to go around this way. I gotta check, but I don't think the thing's in range for shooting. Hold on a second. For you guys, it's longer. You know, it's just like a little blip, a little bad cutscene. But for me, it's pressing the pause button, and setting the phone down, and dropping the tape measure, and realizing that no, he's only 6 inches short. So ah. But also, you know, Games Workshop builds good tape measures, so hell yeah. But yeah, the Necrons can't do anything else, so that will make it the Knight's turn. So movement. Alright, so the Knight doesn't have much of a movement, even not bracketed, so he moved forward, and now he's mostly in this first street. The only thing that he can see is, yeah, that heavy destructor over there. Heavy destroyer. So he's going to shoot everything he can at it, which is a lot. Okay, so it dumped everything it had, and with the last weapon, its volcano lance, it finally destroyed the heavy destroyer. So yeah, first blood to the Knight. So now over to the Necron turn movement. The heavy destroyer has moved up into visual sight shooting range. This group of Scorpion destroyers advanced up to this side. The Hexmark has also moved into shooting range inside the house. And the final group of Scorpex is also advancing up on this side here. The other Hexmark is opting not to teleport in just yet. We'll see how the shooting experience goes this turn. So let's deal with my favorite phase. The Locust Heavy Destroyer did 7 points of damage to it, which was nice. But he did save against all of the Hexmark attacks, which was not as nice, but oh well. That puts it over to the Knight's turn, so movement. So the wounded but not yet bracketed knight has moved up out of that little alleyway and into the street proper itself, kind of facing this guy head on, kind of hoping they see these guys try and charge him, because it really only has those titanic feet as a melee, and while those do kick ass, it's not quite the same as a Reaper Chainsword. So, but yeah, so shooting phase. Well, the knight destroyed another destroyer. It took all of its weapons again to do it. Really, really good saves. But that makes it the Necron turn. So, movement. Okay, so both sets of Scorbex have rounded the corner on their respective sides. But since the knight chose to come this way, these guys are much closer. These guys will be looking at a 9-inch charge. The Hexmark came out of the house and is just trying to get a better shot on that guy. And the other Hexmark has come in pretty much just for extra firepower shots into this guy. So we'll do Necron shooting. It's kind of satisfying, actually. So this Hexmark actually did 3 points of damage to the Admech Knight. And while this Hexmark did hit it and wound it, he did successfully save, so sad face. But now we get into Necron charges, which will definitely be these guys probably making it, and these guys hopefully making it. That was super epic. So, in the Overwatch experience, the castellan did manage to kill one of these destroyers. They did manage to make it in. The dangerous one did 3 damage to it, and it did 1 damage in return to them with its titanic feet. So that was nice. I do like seeing destroyers do their thing, but unfortunately, it's the knight's turn, and that super heavy walker thing is going to come into play. So movement. All right. Well, unfortunately, because of how close the other unit of destroyers got, he had to fall back towards them. But I guess we're going to shoot pretty much everything. For sure, this wounded unit of Scorpex and the ones behind them. Yeah, we'll just shoot at those 2 guys and split everything up. Okay, so his Plasma Decimator and Twin Meltagun wiped out the guy that was still here. And then his Volcano Lance and Twin Siege Breaker Cannon killed one guy over here. Yeah, he's opting not to charge, mainly to try and save his Overwatch for himself. So that'll be the Necron turn. So these 2 remaining Scorpex over here just got a lot closer. The higher up Hexmark just stayed where he was. The middle level Hexmark just moved up closer. So we'll do Necron shooting. So the top Hexmark did a couple points of damage to him, which finally puts him down into that middle bracket. So yay. That'll help in the Scorpex charge that's about to happen. Well, that was super unfortunate, and I think my dreams of a Necron win just dissipated into the wind. Cause yeah, on Overwatch he definitely killed them. Wow, that was a sigh of long suffering for my lungs just now. So yeah, that makes it his turn. He's choosing not to move and instead will just divide his shots up between these last 2 remaining hex marks. Every time I think that this Knight Castellan is going to do some crazy things, it proves me right. Pretty much missed that top hex mark with everything, but then the Volcano Lance, and it hit with 5 of the shots, and it wounded with almost every shot, and it can't save against that. Like, it's just super ridiculous. So yeah, it shot everything, it killed a hex mark. Now it's this last lonely Hexmark's turn. He's definitely going to shoot because he can't do anything else. I don't anticipate the Hexmark lasting through the next night shooting phase, so I was hoping that for flavor's sake he would do a lot of damage this turn, and instead the knight actually saved against the 3 wounds that he, caused. So, yeah, that makes it the knight's turn. He's not gonna move. He's just gonna stand there and shoot everything he has again. Okay then, yeah. I supercharged the plasma decimator, and even though he took a couple points of damage from rolling a couple ones, he still managed to murderize that last destroyer. So, in this case of are my Necrons overpowered, the answer is no. Yeah, the Knight Castellan can definitely take out 2 heavy destroyers, 2 hex marks, and 2 squads of 3 Scorpex. I mean, it was only down at 11 health at the end of it, but it still won. That's what's important here. So if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you watching, and yeah, probably keep on doing a mix of phone games and video camera games, and mixing up the Overpowered series with everything else. I keep buying more orcs, because why not? So you're definitely going to see more Orc Necron and Orc Chaos games. It'll be good times. And yeah. So have a good day.